Hey, hope you're all having a nice Saturday evening. And yeah, kind of spontaneous and late stream. I didn't really get to it before. And we're gonna do something pretty different. And I don't know what just happened here. Right when I came back, we seen a train disappear, so we have a lot of people walking on the trains here. I wish I could, but I'm happy it's not so hot here anymore, at least. I was dying the entire last week, and today is finally a bit nicer, so I'm not mad about it. In fact, I'm very happy about it. But yeah, I guess you need an AC or something, because yeah, horrible, how hot is it? And also, welcome in, mate, hope you're doing good. Real quick, pretty much everything we did off stream is nothing. We did one single thing off stream, and it's this small backyard here, which I just forgot about it, honestly. Nothing else. Everything else is just the way it was, and I still think our botanic garden is gone, so don't be scared, we're spending time here. We are not really gonna spend any time here. In fact, or yes, we are gonna spend some time here, but not detailing. We're gonna do two things today. One is having a first look at the mine, and you, 21st DS, are one of the reasons for a change in plan. Because usually I don't exclude you or include you guys as much in the very early steps of a build, because I think they're very boring and tedious, but yeah, I think you or somebody else called me out for doing too much off stream that last time, which, fair enough. Maybe you regret it today, because today you're full on in the process of something I would usually do off stream, but maybe it's interesting for you, maybe it's boring for you. I'm kinda on the way to find out, and as you can see, there is a lot of horrible mess here. Obviously, this has nothing to do with how we want this to look later. What this is, probably you can figure already, but I looked at every single thing in game where I thought it might be something we want to use. Just so we go through this now and delete everything we don't like. So we probably want 5% of the buildings we have here in the end. But I just needed to have a look at what we can find, and for me it helps to just plop everything I find really good down instead of just scrolling through find it to get a better idea. And we have two looks that are a bit fighting with each other, and I do think we need to find a bit of a decision, because one look we have is very typical classic ignore that open wall. Again, this is none of this is anything. It just plopped down, and yeah, sure, this looks just right. And again, you're part of the reason, because yeah, indeed, that's what I meant. You told me to stop cheating off stream. So we're not cheating off stream. You now have to suffer through with me and choose what buildings we want to keep and what we want to do here. Because as always, I don't really have a plan on what we do. I have some ideas. I generally want this to be some kind of mine, right? I want, obviously this is a parking garage, but we can hide that and build it the right way. I want some kind of typical mine and mine entrances, something like this, something like that, or probably as a very best, this one. And I don't want it to be a classic quarry mine that goes in the deep. I want this side to be a kind of mine that goes into the mountain. And then here, I probably, either here, I have not decided, either here I want the mountain to kind of get digged away for sand and rocks and all of those kind of things. At least in Germany, it's very typical to have big areas like this where you just get rid of the terrain. And then back here, depending on what we settled for, we might turn this into some kind of abandoned old mine from the Western times that obviously is not used anymore yet. I don't know, I have no clue exactly what we're doing. Maybe depends again a lot about the density we're gonna... My game is really laggy today, no idea why, forgive me for that. But maybe we are gonna put a small freight terminal in here as well. I doubt it. I think it's probably gonna get too full. Maybe we're gonna put a small trade terminal here instead. I have no clue yet. Again, we need to do some cleanup. And welcome in, Elgando. Nice to see you. And with that starting, I'm gonna just go over these buildings and look at them and decide which ones I do think are fitting and which ones I yeet out. I was wondering, because there's a lot of good, I think from the Chinese pack or Japanese pack, I'm not even sure, good looking assets in this gray tone. I do think it's fitting, but I don't think it's what we settled for. So we're gonna start proceeding in, and we have to be a bit careful because we're on that ugly actual mine. Yeet this out. Yes, we have a random mix out of all kind of buildings that aren't actual buildings, because we are gonna build the mine itself with these wonderful things. It's what I've been asking StarQ for a while, and the madman actually delivered. Because I hate specially industry, both because you can't delete this surface, as well as you can't stop the vehicles from driving around and random buildings to pop up. So I asked him if he can make modular blocks that produce the same resources as a specialized industry, but come without any of those word shenanigans. So we have total freedom. We can use any ploppable we want. We can do whatever we want. We can delete everything. And then later on, we can use the blocks to make everything functional. Yes, we have a coal block. We have a wood block. All of the special industry. And I'm incredibly happy about that. Because in all honesty, I think that's the weakest area of the entire game. At least in my opinion. Where, yeah, I wholeheartedly don't think they build a special industry very well. And yes, we have blocks for all of those. Now, if you check on PDX, you will find, no, you don't even need the resources on the map. This is very cheaty, obviously, but I'm not using this to be cheap and cheat, right? Like, I want to build a gigantic mine here. I just don't want to have to deal with the surface and everything. And if you download those modular resource blocks, you get a menu like this. They're very similar to the other blocks we've gotten before. You have different depths for all of them. And then as you can see, you have different resources. Sometimes, like for the convenience food here, for example, you do have different blocks of them. But that's only because you can see in the brackets behind the block what the resource is produced by. So if you would use this, the convenience food production would use livestock as a resource for it. And if you use this, it would use grain. So you can balance as well what you want to use. I'm incredibly happy about this because I love building industry. I really do. And I think specialized industry is super interesting. But I just really don't like the way specialized industry works right now. And yeah, mate, no worries, Helgando. Thanks for jumping in and have a nice Saturday evening and good luck with what you have to do and good luck at the party tomorrow you are going to. But yeah, again, like the very first step is a very messy one, and it's really just deleting everything we don't want to use. This one I was thinking maybe as administrative building, but it's a bit too fancy for the look we're wanting here. And this one I also generally like the style of, but then I do think it's a tad too modern for what I actually want, so we're gonna be really hard here. We have so many to choose from. This one, I'm not sure if we'll end up using it, but we'll need a lot of random industrial stuff. So we're totally gonna keep this one. This is gonna be a nice alternative at least. The one building I'm 100% sold on. I'm actually gonna hover over this. Maybe you have a guess, 21st. There is one building in the screen right now that gets me really excited and is gonna be one of our bigger signature pieces in this slot. I don't know why I love it so much, but I think it looks really cool for industrial property. It is this one. I absolutely adore this building. I love the arch. I love the stairs. I love everything about it. It looks very industrial, but at the same time it leaves some space for administrative things as well. And I do think this is going to be an absolute 10 out of 10 signature piece. Probably we're gonna morph this with something of the smaller ones. I don't care. All of this is random stuff. Most of these are schools actually, or fire stations. I don't care what this is, because this is ploppables, right? This is not actual buildings. Like this is just, they have no function. We'll give them function. But even stuff that has function, right? Like I'm gonna show you that I have no respect for what is what. Do you see this nice residential duplex here? This right building here, this is a welfare office. I don't think it matters. I think it looks great. I think it fits perfectly in my duplex. I pretend that this is a residential unit, but this is a welfare office. Same goes for this beautiful thing here, our modern church for our cult. What happened to the cross here? What happened here? This is not a perfection. Wait, hold on. I think this one we back then built in-game. Yeah, this is bit... Now look at this. One of my own built local assets. I built one that we can just throw down, I believe. If not, then yeah, see here. I built this. You can download this in my Discord in case you want to build a church. And this one can't break as easily because it's made from a single mesh. Nice, okay, we replaced this. But our church here is also a welfare office. I really don't care what the building is actually doing in the game. I just care about the look of a building, and then if I think it looks good for something, I'm gonna use it for that, very much disregarding what the building is intended to do. Of course there is graffiti on the church. There is no respect in Los Vagos. In fact, there even is questionable graffiti on the church. But yeah, I don't know, it's Los Vagos. Is graffiti everywhere, really? There is graffiti in the police station, I beg you, sir. Yeah, indeed, it must have been the horrible teenagers. I very much agree with your assessment of that. But yeah, we're at that. And you have to be very honest, we can also do something else but sorting buildings here. But since people often complain about me not showing enough of the process of my builds, I decided I'm gonna show something that I think would find pretty boring, but that people in my chat have asked for a few times in the past. So you did this to yourself, now you have to suffer through me looking at buildings for a long time and deleting them. With this one, I think it's a very good one, very nice building. This one, if we can use it or not, for me depends on one thing, and it's can we recolor it? And the answer is we can't recolor it, so they have to go. These are all extensions from a high school. I think they're really fitting for industry. But yeah, if we can't recolor them, we're not happy. In some things, it's fine if we can't recolor them. This garage, for example, we also can't recolor. But this garage also has perfectly fitting colors for Los Vagos. So it's not really an issue for us here. Meanwhile, with some other things, it is an issue. With this one, we have to see. This one I want to keep for now, because I think the front of it is just so amazing. Especially for an industrial build like this. I hate everything else about this. So if we can splice this somewhere and hide it, we can keep it. I doubt we're going to use this. I don't think we're going to be able to use this properly. But for now, we can keep it. And this is going to be a difficult one for me as well, because we have so many good options. I love this one. I did think I like this one. The more I look at it, the more I think this police department, obviously we'd have to hide the typography as well. But it's a tad too modern. I do think this is a bit beside the look I actually want to hit in the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and also yeet this one and its sub-elements out. What we're gonna keep, even though it's part of that building, is actually this, because I don't think we'll use it here, but it's a very cool mesh I did not know we have. So I'm gonna keep it for now. This one we're also probably gonna use. This is a difficult one. Really nice building. I think really fitting for a rundown industrial space. I think this we have to keep for now. We're gonna have to have a second sorting session after we kicked out the very weakest ones. This one I think is a good building. It's a bit too big, because this would be some like office or administrative building. But then our mine is supposed to be somewhat rural, so this is too many working spaces. I know this is also a very big building, but this, due to the shape, I imagine to be a lot of industry in there as well, and actual like hard and heavy machines. So that one I think is forgivable. This one looks like a purely office building, so we're gonna proceed and hit this one out. I prefer that one for sure over the one we just deleted. This one, again, I believe is a school. I think it has a bit of the same issue. Really nice building. I will definitely want to use this in some industry block later on. I think it's amazing for that and really fitting. But I do think it has a bit too much office workspace for what we're looking for here. So that's also heat for us. These we can keep for now. Of those weird, I don't know how to call them, storage warehouses, I guess. We're gonna keep way too many of those just to have a look at it. And also 24s, if the music is too loud or too silent. I think I accidentally changed something in my Spotify, so gladly complain if I should change the volume. This one I do think is very nice. It's also very big, so I'm not entirely sold on it, but we're gonna keep it for now. This one I do think is a very nice administrative building and a bit smaller. I think it's a tad too fancy for what we're going for
trip,
here.
baby.
So I do think we need to find a different one. And welcome in, Luca. Your command is my order. I'm gonna find a preferably police vehicle or a park ranger, because they have the most interesting tours. And as soon as we find either of that, I'm gonna... Is this... This is a sheriff? Okay. We are gonna send us on a road trip. I'm gonna adjust the simulation speed real quick so it looks better. And welcome in, Luca. Nice to see you here. We are gonna have a... After my last boring rock recolor stream, I'm gonna keep bullying... What? Why can I not... Oh, never mind, I can, I'm just blind. I'm doing something even different today. I'm fine, I'm fine. I can't complain. That is a very, very good information for me. Thanks you, 24DS. I'm very new to streaming and I'm everything but professional, so there's many things that are not great on my channel. I'm always happy about feedback. I'm also always short on time, so it might take a moment for us to actually change that. But yeah, very good recommendation. Thanks for that. And how are you doing today, Luca? And actually, very cool road trip. I don't think we ever had a road trip going up this hill onto our radio tower. Not bad seeing that road curve up all the way there. And thanks, 24th. Like, let's see, it's baby steps. Like, we're slowly changing and improving things, but then usually when I have time, I just jump on and stream, and then I don't find that much time beside it to fix up things. So yeah, sometimes it's a bit short. Yeah, I mean, if you want to blame anybody for that, blame Sully. Surely it's not my fault for not changing the settings. But I said it before, Sully hosted some UK build competition and I took part in that, even though I completely ignored the briefing because I needed screenshots. But yeah, after that I started this build, and that was a British build, and turns out after you build a British build you have to disable left-hand drive and it's not off by default. So that's rough. And there is some very exciting news for people who don't like dealing with local stuff much. Static noise is gonna both upgrade the old static or real vision decals, and he is also gonna finally put them on PDX this time, which for people who already use them as much as me doesn't really matter, because I don't want to lose everything I did, so we're gonna keep them local. But for many people who are not willing to install local stuff or are too lazy or couldn't find it because it's hidden in Discord channels, it's very nice news, because that is such a fundamental mod to detail with that it's great news to hear that it's gonna land on PDX. I mean, to be honest, it's also that my profile picture in general is shit because it's way too small, right? Like the b00tyaddict is in such a small typography that it's way too small for how small the profile pictures is. So any critique on my profile picture is totally like right and understandable. It's again like I'm not a streamer, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm just like I just like Cities Skylines, so I have something. But clearly from how silly my nickname is, it's easy to tell that I did not exactly take this serious or think this through from the start. And I'm gonna wait the ad break out in the road trip, even though I think maybe you both have ad blockers. But let's see. I actually really enjoy the road trips, because usually I do the road trips only when I go to the toilet or take a break, so you guys get to see my city in first person, but I don't. I'm not usually there when we're taking road trips. So I like when Luca redeems them, because then I actually get to see my own city as well. Well, yeah, fair enough. I guess people living in Los Vagos are not known to be very respecting of the laws. But yeah, after the ad break, I'm gonna jump out of the road trip and we're gonna go back to sorting more vehicles. Again, I'm happy about any feedback. Like, if you guys think that's boring to watch, then I don't mind. I can always do that off stream as well. But some people complained in the past that I should not do it off stream, but do more of those things on stream. And you will get your street in a moment. You already have a street in mind, Luca. Because there is not very many streets taken in our city. There is many taken around the Botanic Garden, and I believe the main street is taken. But yeah, we're gonna wait for Luca to be done with the ad, and then when he's done with the ad, we are gonna give him the street and then go back to sorting. Hi Baloo, nice to see you here, welcome in. How are you doing on this wonderful Saturday evening? Alright, back then. Oh, Matsker as well, welcome in. Both of you cuties, welcome in. Hope you're having a nice evening. Somehow, that is one evil move. Is that I've never understood that redeem, to be honest. Is that actually firing off another ad for Luca now? Maybe it is. Anyways, Luca, you claimed a street. Do you have any street in mind? Because beside the area up here and the main street, I think there is no... Where do you live again? Now, I should know this, but there is so many people who moved into our city lately that I'm actually starting to lose track. You need to guide me. I know that maybe... Yeah, here. Okay, I knew it. I found it. I knew that it was somewhere towards the beach. Oh, nice. What kind of live show? That sounds nice, but yeah, the heat I guess sounds less nice. We were suffering the last few days here in Germany really bad, but this week is a lot better. And the street right in front is not claimed, Luca. And it's not a bad street, it's actually somewhat long. Right here at all of the mansions, and it has this nice roundabout in the end. So... This is not your house. One of these could be yours, to be honest. By now, people bought so many houses that I lost track in whose is whose. This is Fortis, this is Sunny's, this is Lucas. This is Andy's. And this is Shock, so no, none of these is your houses. I'm sorry, Matsker. And do you have any wishes on a street name? Else I'm just gonna call it Luca Lane, because that seems nice. Yeah, I mean, indeed, property here is a lot cheaper than in real life, but also intentionally so. Like, I like it, it's nice if you guys actually buy out the entire city. Usually I also kind of remember who is where, but not sure where. Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. You have this, one of these up here, and you have this as well, no? Is this yours? Who bought this? Somebody bought this, I believe. I hate it with the decals. It's so difficult to get. This is Canadians, actually. Who's this? Is Michael's. Where is yours with a skate park in the backyard? I'm actually lost right now. Yeah, yours is the one by the pond. I actually know that because it was a very recent one. But where Metzger lives, I actually forgot about that. Metzger should know. Well, yeah, sadly, unlike the districts that I made so cheap on purpose so people can steal them from each other, you cannot steal properties, so first come, first claim. And back to what we're doing today. Again, Metzger, for you as well, I'm interested in if you guys find it interesting what we're doing today, or if you would rather have me do this off stream. Because we're showing a lot more of the process. We already deleted some. We just plopped down everything here that we think could be usable for our mine. And now we're having a look at everything and deleting everything we don't like. For example, this is not bad, but we have better alternatives. Like all of these three are a lot better than the one we just deleted. So that one definitely has to go. Yeah, well, I mean, you can make a deal with Canadian maybe and shop his ones. And Big Life by b00tyaddict. I mean, I like it, though I don't think it's very interesting, especially with the sorting we're doing today. Again, this, I think, really cool building also does look pretty industrial and office-like, especially in the bottom. But it's a bit too big of scale for what we want. So I think this one we're also gonna yield. And then with these warehouses, I do want some of them. But I do think it's more interesting if we take multiple of smaller ones, like this one and maybe this one, instead of having one as big warehouse. So I think I'm gonna go and get this one out as well. Yeah, mate, of course, always enjoy your lurk. Oh, this is something I've sometimes shown you guys, not often. I'm curious what you guys think about this. It's one of those typical Los Vagos things, I guess, but yeah, we have an UFO flying around here. And Metzger, a bit of a mix between both. I want this side to be an actual like mine going into the mountain, as you can see by these, even though obviously nothing here is placed correctly. But this side, I plan to actually build some kind of proper mine entrance. And then this side, I probably wanna, I guess you would call that open pit mine. I don't want it to be a kind of quarry going into the depth, but I want it to be like a typical, well, I can say it to you and you'll get it, like a Sandgrube. I don't know. Have it very typical on the hillsides, right? Where they go in with big machines and just get the earth off there. So that's what we're planning to do here. And then this, I'm not sure. It depends on how many interesting things we find to work with. Preferably this pit back here, I would like to have an abandoned mine. So not in use at all anymore, but like old and like kinda rundown, overgrown mine infrastructure that's still left behind, I guess. But again, I never, that's why I'm kinda showing this, even though I think it's not that interesting. But again, people always tell me I should show more of my process. I don't really know what we're doing yet. I have a general idea of things that maybe we're gonna do. But now we're gonna look at all of the assets we have and see what we actually wanna do with those. For example, we also, all of these very big ones over here, I also been considering. The most interesting out of all of these is probably this one. Just for the fact of this thing, I absolutely adore this grinder. And I also really like this thing here. So this could be one of our very main complex buildings. It might be a bit too big, but since we have quite a few good big buildings already, this one is definitely one I don't think we'll use. This one I think is stunning and a really cool building to build an industrial build around. But it's a bit too big for the space we have, so that is also gonna be a hit for me. And I guess sadly the same goes for this one. Amazing building. I love those typical US triangular skylights, I guess is how you would call those. I think they're really cool. I also, even though I believe it's a rail yard or something originally, I do like how big those gates here are. So actually I like this so much, we're gonna keep this for now, even though I don't think we can use it. And this one I also do really like. I'm unsure if this one looks too much like a rail yard, or if we can sell this as normal gates. Both of these are really nice buildings actually. This one's even nicer, but yeah, that one is also a very nice building. Probably both of them are too big for what we wanna do later. And these are a bit unclear. I said maybe we're gonna build a train freight terminal here for the coal. If we do that, I think these are really good options for that. If we don't do that, we're probably not going to use it. And this, I again think is a bit like some of the others. Really cool industrial complex. I absolutely love this. I think it's a UK high school that just looks amazing. I think it's too big for the space we have. I actually want to see how big it would be. Because this one I think would be an amazing maybe actually, because I do think this is such a nice centerpiece.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Oh shit! Welcome in, Cosmic. Thanks for the raid, mate, and welcome in. Hope you're having a nice evening. How has Cities been treating you today? You are in for a very high octane gameplay again. I swear, Cosmic only tunes in when I do the most boring things out of everything. We're literally just having a look at what options of buildings we have for mine we're building here and what we want to keep for that. So we are slowly digging our way through a lot of buildings here and deleting them one by one, only keeping the best ones we want to keep. What have you been helped with your desker issues or with your desk wave? Finally getting it under control, I guess. I mean, I would have had a good solution for you otherwise. You could have just literally detailed out your entire city as a graveyard. And then I don't think you really have a desker issue anymore if you're pretending to be a graveyard anyways. This tower is a tad too big, so that's also a yeet. This thing, I don't really know. It's so small, probably we're not gonna use it, but maybe it's gonna be very flexible to build a small something with. So we're gonna keep it for now. Again, this looks horrible. I think Sunday at least has seen a bit more. This is not how we usually build. We're just in the very start of a new build. This is how our city actually looks. I hope it looks a bit better than what we've just been looking at. We're just at the very start in our process of starting a new build, so that area looked horrible in comparison. But yeah, this is our actual city where it's detailed. We are just in the very, very early process of turning this into a mine, and as you can see, it's one gigantic overloaded mess for now. I cannot follow at all what you mean, Metzger. I've read that 2 times now, and I'm trying to, but it's not. It's probably my lack of brain cells and not your complicated sentence, but I cannot comprehend what you're trying to tell me. And this one, apparently I plopped twice, so obviously we're gonna eat one out of them. And then this one, the more I look at it, while I love the front, it's too high, will not be able to hide the back or the side properly. So that's also a hit. And then the more I look at this, I quite like this, but it looks a bit too modern. I do generally really like those rundown, shitty warehouses. So I do think this one is also a hit. This one is originally a fire station. I love this mesh. I always did love this mesh. And I do think, especially for the more rural and smaller parts of the mine, this is pretty solid, because it is half administrative and some low maintenance office work, but then it also has some industrial side in it. I do like this. I'm not sure if we find any usage for it, but that's one of the ones to keep. Here, I mean, we just have a lot of options. A lot of these we can use, we don't have to, but there are some generic fitting industry, especially this one, I do like quite a lot. I do think this one will probably build in. Yes, I do think one of you're correct, the old mine up here, we don't really have an entrance for that. We would have to build that ourselves out of wood and other things that we have in the game. You're correct. For the more modern mines, I do quite like the alternatives we have. This one is literally spot on and perfect. Can just use it as it is. This one I also really like. I'm not sure if I like this weird, I guess, vent outtakes or ventilation outtakes, but doesn't have to stop us. We can just put another building over them and hide them some way. I'm not sure. I think the most difficult one actually is going to be to decide on what kind of administrative building we want. I do think actually maybe this police station could be a good contender. Again, we have the weird upgrades of it placed just around it, so it's not a great fit right now. But if we would lay this one out properly, I do think this could be a very nice main administrative building. Maybe also this one. The more I look at it, the one building I was 100% sold on is this one. The more I have to admit, I'm getting a bit more unsure about this. Because for how big it is, it does not look industrial enough. I'm not sure. Metzger, I'm interested. What is your take? For what I'm building here, is this a building we can keep or a building we should eat? Because we have to, most of these we have to kick out. Like, we have way too many buildings. I don't want to have nearly as much as we do. The one I 100% want to keep is this one. This is going to be one of the very central buildings in our build. I love this building. I always wanted to use it for something proper. It's never been as fitting for what we do here. So this definitely sold, and we're going to keep this. Yeah, maybe I went a bit overboard with plopping down everything. This one is a very easy one. This would be a church. We will only... Actually, I should start moving things where they belong as well. Because the church we would only use if we build a, like, run-down and overgrown mine over here. And then we would turn this into a very rural... Actually, yeah, we're gonna start moving things around. This one I do think is probably too big for us. So I think this one we're probably gonna heat in both places. The smaller one of these I do think is nice and we're probably gonna keep it. This one here I think is gonna be one of the main things we're also gonna keep. So we're moving that one over here as well. And then we can delete it here. And then mainly I was gonna make some space, because these, I think they were too rural for an actual working mine nowadays. That's not what we want. But for the overgrown and rundown mine, a small church like this, just a few buildings like this, maybe 2 more small actual living quarters, and then a rundown old wood mine somewhere back here, I think is gonna work pretty solid. Obviously those modern warehouses don't belong there and we're gonna remove them eventually. With this I'm very unsure, because I did think that maybe this and or this one could be kinda solid for us as normal worker buildings, but the more I look at them, the more I think we have better alternatives. Like this one, for example, is just a much better fit. So I do think we're gonna go ahead and heat this one and this one out as well. Slowly making some space. We also have all of these up here, and all of these are obviously really good because they are the perfect fit for the industry. So with industry, I don't have much doubt that we'll find enough for it. We're just trying to find the actual style of buildings. The church we moved up there already, so we can heat that out. This one is always a nice random building to place with. This one is a bit too elegant, even though I like the building. Size-wise, if this would belong anywhere, it would belong up here in the... I'm gonna move it there, because I want it out here in the bottom. But I don't think we're gonna use this. For sure, we're not gonna use this for the part of the mine we're building now. And these two, they should kind of go together, because they're very similar in style. This, and then there is another one out of these as well. These I quite like as random small buildings to place around some of the industry we have. And work with that, so slowly making some progress there. And thank you so much for the follow, Hades, it's very nice of you. And I think that also brings us one away from the 200, which not bad. Started streaming like 5 months ago, so very nice. Actually, nearly there. And again, what we're doing today is not very exciting. Usually we're actually detailing and building, but today we need to lay the foundation for that. So we are mainly gonna just look at buildings and delete them. This one, again, does look pretty nice. Honestly, not really, because I think I'm a shit streamer myself. My only advice would be, if you wanna stream, just start streaming and be chill about it. I had shitty music at the start, I had shitty mic and shitty everything, and still people watch me. So I do think if you're somewhat fun, I'm not fun, so again, I'm not the right person to give advice, but if you're a fun personality, like Canadian Mooses for example, or Dava, or some actually good streamers, then I think you're gonna be doing okay. And my one other advice would be you need a schedule, but I don't have a schedule. So again, like I don't think I'm the right person to give advice to streamers. Because I'm doing everything you shouldn't do, right? Because I don't really care if I'm successful with this or not. I just like to play the game. I won't play the game by myself, right? The only reason I'm really streaming is many people ask me if I want to stream, and I always said I'm too lazy, I don't think I will. And then eventually my girlfriend was like, well, when you're spending that much time at playing that stupid city game anyways, you might as well turn on Twitch while you do so. I mean, she wasn't wrong, so I stream sometimes now, but really, I'm not very eloquent about it. Yeah, literally say what they say, but don't do like me like horrible. Generally, it's always said you need to be very consistent, you need a regular upload schedule and all of these. I do think Cities community does care a lot about authenticism. I've been very involved in the community prior to streaming, right? Like I do make decals, I do hang out in most of the big cities Discord, and like actually not because I want a network or anything. I wasn't streaming when I was there. I love the game, I enjoy the game, and I do think that's something people can tell and appreciate. So I guess that's the only real good thing I have going for me. The more I look at this, the more I love this building. Is this not a super nice main building for an industrial mine complex for the workers and administrative things? And then we even have these parts down here that very much look like a normal warehouse. So maybe we're gonna go ahead and actually lock this one in. This one, the more I look at it, I think it looks very cool up close. Whenever I look at it from far away, I think those edges look super ugly. So that one also can get heated by now. And yes, we did got raided by Cosmo or Cosmic. If I'm sure most of you know Cosmic. If you don't, go check out Cosmic. Very nice streamer who I sometimes hang out in his chat as well. And yeah, he did send these people over here. I don't like this one. Again, I'm just gonna spend a lot of time today driving around vehicles and looking at them. Really cool building. I think amazing building to build an industrial lot about, not for what we want. I met, welcome in, Matvey. I think now I can pronounce it correctly, though I think I'm gonna prefer to still pronounce it incorrectly. Just because you like it so much. Nice that I'm gonna keep pronouncing it the wrong way, right? I knew you're gonna appreciate it. And this garage, I do think it's missing the point a bit, because we don't really have vehicles of that size we need so much. The style of it is nice, is a tad too big, so this also heat. We have a smaller version of this, somewhere here. This one I think has more potential for what we're trying to do. This one we moved up there already to the maybe future rural part, so it can go. Well, since you're Ruski and you came from the bar, I hope you better had a lot of vodka, and I'm surprised you can type as well as you still can. We're not playing into stereotypes here on this channel, obviously we wouldn't do something like that. Don't let your fellow comrades here, that's against country honor. Well, yeah, actually, you're right. He even got the keyboards in the correct layout for typing. Okay, in a Jack bar, you also have to drink beer. That does add up. And I think I'm gonna go ahead just because these surfaces annoy me. We're not gonna keep any of these anyways. It's gonna hurt our city's economy a little till we properly set up the mine stuff we wanna do. But at least we finally get rid of that awful texture so we can see a bit better what terrain we're working with. Yeah, Czech people make amazing beer. I would very much agree on that. I mean, I think Germany is considered one of the countries with proper beer in the world, and Germans love Czech beer, so I guess that speaks for itself. Well, not poor industries. Yes, poor industries, but look, Lavondis, we have something. Maybe you've seen this already, but this is like 1 or 2 days old, so still very fresh. And something I asked Arcu about. I'm sure he would have made something like this eventually anyways, but I pressed him a lot about this because I hate specialized industry. And we now have specialized blocks for specific industry. Really cool. All of you should check them out on PDX. The modular resource blocks. And now we can actually, without having the ugly surfaces, without having the auto-spawning buildings, without having all of the annoying downsides of vanilla industry, properly detail out our own industry and then still make it functional, still have coal import. I do think it's literally called modular resource blocks, but just go on PDX mods is released yesterday, I believe, so I'm sure you'll find it fairly easily. Yeah, it's literally just another new modular block of StarQ. Because I hate the specialized industry, and I was always no, it's not the same. He originally wanted to put it in the same mod, but they do function quite a bit different, so he gave them their own mod, and you have to sub to this by yourself. But you will find it on StarQ's profile, or if you check out the latest published mods on PDX as well. This one I quite like, but then I do think it does look too much like a fire station, which is fair because it is a fire station, but this building I really like, and the tower I also really like, but again, together it just looks like a fire station, so bye-bye. But yes, really cool, because this finally allows us to really detail whatever industry we want, however we want. This one, I need somebody to talk sense into me. I love the model. It's 100 times too big for the build we want to do. So I don't know why I've not deleted it yet. I like how it looks. But yeah, our mine is too small for it, I think. I mean, maybe we could use it on this side, but it's just gonna look out of place because our buildings are so much smaller and everything we want to build around here, it's not gonna look the correct scale. So I do think the best solution for us is to do this. This one still tempts me, but I do think it's too big. I want to have a look at scale. Maybe it's not too big. Again, I have no clue about layout or what exactly we're doing here, but it could actually fit. Yeah, the more I look at this, even though I like it so much and I'm sure I want to build something with it in future, I do think it looks a bit out of place with the rest of the architecture right now, so hurts a little, but we're gonna heat that one. And if we sort this one a bit proper, so we don't see open walls. Which one would we prefer as a main... Oops. As a main administrative building? This? I guess like this is something like this, or the bigger but more industrial looking alternative, and this one. I do still really like this one. Can we recolor the ugly gray roof? We can't. That sucks, but it's not the end of the world. We can detail it up anyways. I can't decide, but this is currently still my favorite building for it, I think. You also like this? Okay, then just so we make some progress in our sorting, we're also gonna delete this one. You also like the one I just showed? I'm not sure about the delay. Maybe you said you liked this while I deleted it. I think you meant the old one we were looking at before I went over here and deleted it. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I told you. Like, we want to reduce this, like, by 90%. This was a lot more full at the start. Like, we still have way too much. Like, we still have to get rid of, like, probably like 70% of this at least. So, yeah, I don't know. This one, again, I think super cool warehouse. It's a bit too plain of a warehouse for a quarry. Yeah, I think this is more normal, a normal manufacturing warehouse. So I do think that's also it. This one I quite like. I still actually quite like this one, so it's a keep for now. But probably some of these more rundown ones are more fitting. What do you mean? You mean thematic? I don't follow. But yes, we're gonna hide what we're gonna do later eventually. Obviously, is we're gonna take buildings and place them on top of our modular blocks. We're not gonna keep them the way they are here. I just was testing them for StarQ, so we have them here still, but none of these are the correct ones. We just wanna have rock and metals here later on, I think. Actually, I'm not entirely sure which ones we're gonna use, but I think coal probably in one of the sides. Yes, pretty much. We're just gonna hide them into the proper things. So we're still building a mine, right? We're just gaining a lot of freedom in how we build our mine. But we're not actually using those to cheat. You could also use them to cheat, right? And just hide them in some buildings and get some bonus out of it. But in our case, we're not trying to cheat. We just hate the surface of the vanilla industries, and it's undeletable. And then also in the vanilla industry, you get all of those trucks driving around and all of that. So it's fair. Well, I mean, it's normal. I do lose followers every once in a while, which, I mean, makes sense. My streams are not that interesting. So I'm not shocked by that. In fact, I care more about my chat being active and people enjoying themselves. So yeah, if somebody doesn't like what he sees, then he's invited to do so.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Welcome in, Adi. Nice to see you here, and thanks for the raid. I do think it's as well, because my last two streams were very untypical for what I usually do and very boring. And how was CS1 treating you today? And welcome in Clovis and Slick and everybody. we're doing something very boring today, as if we ever do something not boring. But we are sorting buildings that we can use for our quarry/mine builds here later. And we plop down way too much to have a look at everything we like. And now we're going through here and delete everything that we don't want to use. So we're slowly cleaning up this area to get a bit of a better idea for what we want to do here. This is something that I generally usually would do off stream because I think it's kind of boring. But then whenever I do these things off stream, I have at least 1 or 2 people in chat who complain about me not sharing my process in the build. So you did this to yourself, now you have to suffer through me looking at buildings for hours and deleting some of them. This one also not good enough. These two, I don't think they're something special, but they are very nice to add some small details, so we're gonna keep them as well for now. Does this one look too much like a fire station, guys? Kinda, right? I like it, but it does look a lot like a fire station. Well, we can also, there is one other thing we're gonna do today, and maybe I should switch for a moment, because I think that thing is actually somewhat fun, though it's not gonna look at nice for stream. But I'm recording some things for the botanic garden, because I think I'm actually gonna make a proper video for once. I've not fully decided yet. But I've been playing around a lot with the camera, and you can do some really, really cool stuff. Like this one, for example, I'm gonna show you guys, and I'm interested in your opinion. There is one big caveat on this. We are gonna lag very bad because I'm streaming, and my computer is in general not powerful enough for doing those cinematic drives. That is not really an issue, because I can just speed them up in post where I record them half as slow as they're actually gonna be, and then they get a lot less choppy because we speed them up twice as fast. And I just want you to see what kind of vibe I'm aiming for, because I love this. Again, ignore the choppiness, and imagine this would be twice as fast as it is. The cinematic camera they put into the game is an absolute goddamn amazing tool. I've not used it more than once or twice yet, so I'm not that great with it yet, but I've been having a blast. Obviously, again, this is way too slow, but we would be twice as fast later. I think it's too slow. I think twice as fast, this is pretty perfect. And the problem is I can't really put them at full speed because I lag too much. Like, I do need to speed them up. If we think the speed is too fast, if we double the speed, then we have to make the drive slower because I need to speed it up for it. Yes, we have a lot of different scenes, of course. We want this for the entire botanic garden. This is just a show of what I'm trying to do here and what we generally want. And I think some of these really turn out very, very nice later in video. What do you mean? Is Theft Guides on YouTube on it? On the cinematic camera, you mean? If so, no, there is no guides on that. The guy, I can be your guide, like, is really easy, is honestly really straightforward. We can do some nice drives together. I just want to give you a vibe of what we're looking for, so you have a bit of an idea of what we're trying to do. I think this one was nice as well. Let's see if this is the one I mean. And then, yes, I can show you in a moment how you could do this as well. Yes, this one I think is probably my favorite one. It's super easy. There is some things wrong with this that I would like to correct. I have only used a cinematic camera twice myself, and both of them have been on stream, so I'm not super experienced with it either. This is my first learning experience, but now you guys can see it's incredibly choppy right now, right? No question that I can't show this the way it is, but my frames are usually at least halfway of 30. So as long as we are over 15 frames per second, we are perfectly fine. Because again, we just double the speed in post-production, and then it looks good. So ignore these horrible choppy vibes. We're just looking for the general path of the camera more than anything else. Because sometimes some of those camera drives have also turned out absolutely horrific afterwards, because it does need a bit of trial and error. It's not generally difficult, but yeah, it does need a bit of trial and error. Yeah, well, I was gonna say donate me money, but I don't have a donate link because I'm not a bitch. But yes, it's a money problem. I would just need a better computer, but then I'm a broke, so not gonna get a computer anytime soon. So we're gonna have to work around our hardware limitations, and the easy fix to our hardware limitations is record in half speed and then twice it or double the speed of it in post. We lose half the time, right? We could make scenes up to 120 seconds. Since we need to double the speed, we can only make scenes up to 60 seconds, but still, we take what we want. And because Clovis asked, I'm gonna give you a quick rundown. Obviously, now we have one we just loaded. We don't want that, so we want to clean our timeline. This here is your timeline, right? If you open the cinematic mode the first time yourself, you see it here in photo mode in the left side. I did not know this existed for the first 8 months of me playing the game, because I did not know where this is from. And then you just put the seconds to whatever duration you want your drive to be. I usually just put it to 120 seconds. If it's shorter, that's still fine. And then it's very easy. You put your camera somewhere where you want your camera to be. For example, I don't know, something I'd like to have is a bit of a drive around of this. I don't know how exactly we're gonna do it, but we'll figure something together. For example, this seems like a nice-ish starting frame. So we go here, we put our camera, important, down here into the 000, and then you see this plus here, which adds a key frame. If any of you have ever used Premiere or After Effects or DaVinci, you should be somewhat familiar with what we're doing right here. Honestly, this is really well made for an inbuilt cinematic mode. Besides the performance of it, but can't really blame them for me having a shit computer. But yeah, the performance is kinda ass. I do think this is probably gonna be bad, because the camera is going too abrupt. But just to show you, we find a new position for the camera, we moved our slider here, and we can just add a new keyframe, right? This is literally everything we have to do. Now we can keep doing this if we want to. I don't want to keep doing it because I think the start of what we did here is not going to look great. I think the camera movement is going to be too abrupt. So we're going to have a look at how bad it looks what we just did here and click on play. And I don't hate it. This seems perfectly fine to me. I very much don't hate it. We can keep this. Yes, of course, absolute dog shit indeed. But since I don't hate it, we are gonna go and we remember we have our last keyframe here. We go forward in the timeline and put it somewhere else and then move it around and put it in a new perspective, and then same thing, add a new keyframe. One thing that is a bit annoying is if you move the timeline afterwards, sometimes it jumps with the camera around like it just did here. What not very welcome, but shit happens. Now we did it, next keyframe. I'm gonna keep trying. I don't think this is gonna be too perfect, but eventually I would like to focus in on those teenagers down there. So maybe something like this. And then next frame, something like this. And then we move it up here and we go get a nice close up like this. And probably again, we're moving the camera a bit too much. It's more to show you guys. I think this is going to be a lot too hectic when we do it, but maybe fade out somewhere here. And add the last keyframe. And now again, this is probably going to look very, very weird. But let's have a look. That's literally how it works. Not very complicated. And then you get those nice drives with very correctly pointed out horrible shadows. I don't know what's going on with a flickering shadow there. There is one thing that really absolutely infuriating, because as you guys can clearly see, my cursor is here. If you record this with OBS or something, I don't know who developed this and who stress tested this. They literally have a button that tells you if you click it and you play, it enables the UI, and it does enable the UI, but it doesn't disable the cursor. And I was like, this cannot be, this has to be a me issue. Since I realized this, I see a cursor in half of the YouTube videos about Cities Skylines. If you pay close attention to the bottom of the screen in YouTube videos, you very often will see a cursor peeking out like this. Because the only solution you have is when you start recording is moving your cursor off stream really quick. Which, fine, but also, what the fuck, Colossal Order? How does that happen? Again, speed is too slow. Imagine this times 2 in the end. I would assume times 2, this is probably a bit too chaotic and a bit too much drive around, but I don't know. I'll have to test it. Yeah, I mean, because in CS1 it's a mod, right? In CS2 this is not a mod. Like, this is literally just kudos to Colossal Order in this case. This is part of the game. No mod needed for this. It's really well made. But yeah, it has this gigantic oversight. This button, hide UI during playback. How did they forget to also hide the cursor? I don't understand, but whatever. And here is what is gonna be relevant for you as well, Clovis, because you click on this and it opens this list for you, and then you can save them. For example, this, we're gonna give a very unfishy nickname that surely, if the police raids my house, is not gonna be alarming or anything. We are gonna call this camera drive teenagers, because indeed we like looking at teenagers. I hope that does not sound as wrong as it does, but what can we do? We're looking at teenagers right here. And if you do that, you can later go back and open this thing, and then you click whatever one you want to load. I don't know, for example, something like this. And you click on the load button, and then it asks you if you want to replace it, and then you're in the new camera drive, right? Is that a thing? I did not know that's a thing. Is that a thing in OBS you can do? Again, I'm a horrible streamer. I have no clue about these things. If that is a thing, then yeah, that's a perfect solution. One of the things, Clovis, you have to keep in mind, for example, if you wanna do it like me and speed up the thing in the past or in the post-processing, then you obviously need to do what we did here as well and put your simulation on half, right? Because I want to speed this up later. I want us to be half or twice as fast. So to not have all of the cars flying like crazy, you need to also adjust. Like if you want to speed it up 4 times, take 1/4, I guess, of simulation speed. Interesting, we can't adjust this while we're driving through the drive, so I can't change it right now. But you get the point of it, right? And I do think it's a really, really powerful tool. I don't find it very interesting what is a norm in Cities Skylines YouTube, where people show the entire process of building something. I don't really care, I just want to see a cute result in the end. So for that, I think the camera is
Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
And welcome in, Shilka. Nice to see you. How's your stream today? I hope you've been having fun with using Real Vision, because I've been showing Shilka about Real Vision, because he's been newly diving into mods in CS2. And I hope you're having a good time with them. But yes, Clovis, just so you have something to look back for, we're gonna do another one together, so we learn together. Again, I've not done this much either, and I don't have much clue what we're doing. So we are learning together. Yes, I always love screenshots in my Discord, so please, Shilka, if you build something nice today, please show it off. We are doing the exact opposite of detailing today. We are doing camera drives and we are sorting buildings. I usually do nothing but detailing. For once, we're not detailing at all. And yes, do what Clovis did. Shilka is really fun to watch and an amazing builder that apparently has been a big name in CS1. I did not really play CS1, so I have no clue. This is an in-game function and you're coming at the right moment because you can learn with us. I have not used this much myself either, so bear with me. We're gonna do mistakes here, but we're learning together. So important, find a proper starting frame, something you'd like to start from. I don't really know what we're planning to do here, but maybe some kind of fly around. I don't know. Let's just to show the functionality of this, do this. Just so you can find it, Shilka. It's vanilla game. You don't need anything for it. It's right here. I have not found this in the first 8 months of me playing the game. I found this button like a month ago and was like, oh, what the heck does that do? And then, if you're here in your timeline, you can add keyframes. So for example, we add the first keyframe for our first frame here, and then we move the camera to wherever you want your next keyframe to be. Since we want to speed this up later, in our case we take very long keyframes because we want this to be slower later than it is now. And then maybe the next one we put here, we moved our slider, we put the next keyframe. And I think we're gonna keep basically doing this, like bringing the camera up while we fly around it. Yeah, I see now you've seen what not to do, because I forgot to move the slider. So back to 0, because I'm bad at the game. I'm not sure if you can override them or not. Maybe you can override those keyframes. I did not do that. But again, now we're trying again. We're going to our first frame here. We add the keyframe. We move it forward. We add the second keyframe roughly here. Now we're not going to be silly for once, and we remember to move the slider and put it in the next position we want, something like this. And then we move the slider again. And I don't know how we want to end here actually. Maybe just get a bit closer again and do a full turn. I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to be a very pretty camera ride. But at least I'm showing how this works, and maybe it's not gonna look horrible. We'll find out in a moment. And then I guess we can end really close here on the logo. Something like this, final keyframe. This is pretty much how it would work. You set it up like this, and now you can play it. If you press a stop, it puts you back to the first frame. You can also obviously do that manually, and then you press play. I explained this already before. You rated my computer is shit, and my computer will lag really bad while we're doing these drives. It is fine. I can still record it and speed it up in post-production, so it does not look as choppy. It will look a bit choppy because I'm on a shit computer, but a bit better than it will look now. So imagine this not looking as bad frame-wise as it does now. This one is so slow that probably it should be ×4 in the end. I don't even know. And I'm very curious how the flying around it in a circle is gonna look. That's not something we did this way before. And again, I don't hate it. It's way too slow, of course, but then we are gonna speed it up in post, so not too bad. This one is a bit... yeah, I don't like this. We're going too far away from the ball. We're showing lots of stuff we don't want to show. So we would have a good lesson, because whenever you place those keyframes, the camera by itself decides what's the best path between both of them and eases it a little. So we put a few too little keyframes here, where the camera has a bit too much freedom on what to focus from. Because yeah, now it's going right down on the logo, which is what it told it to do, but I should have put in a few more keyframes to actually go around it properly. So not horrible, but definitely not exactly what we want. One thing that I have not understood myself, sadly, is, yeah, why he does this. Because now he adjusts the rotation while I move through the timeline, but not the rest of the camera. And I don't understand how I could change that, because I don't know how to edit a timeline afterwards. The best thing that I know how to do, and I'm sure there is a better solution, but I'm not good at the game, so I delete and start from scratch, because I don't know how to save this. This would totally be solvable or savable if we would know how to properly get back into the positions we are, and then edit timeframes or keyframes afterwards, but I don't know how to do that, so this is what we have to do. And again, the first frame I do think is usually the most important one, so we're gonna find a pretty one here. Something like this, we add the keyframe, we go up. The first one was perfect, because here we basically just go up and move around. So this was perfectly fine. And then later on, yeah, see, again, I'm so good, I keep messing up, because this is good. You have to remember to move this. If you don't move this, you will run into issues. And if you move it, it also keeps throwing off your camera. So now we did it correct. I don't know, something like this. We're gonna remember to move it and move it higher up somewhere here. And now we need to not go directly over there, but make sure we keep some distance to it here still. And add one more keyframe there. What we had before, again, I'm silly and I forgot to move. I don't know why I keep forgetting to move it in between. It's literally the only thing you have to remember while working with this. But then I'm not on Twitch because I'm a very clever person. And next one somewhere here. And now again, we did some oopsie here the last time and we went straight on the logo, which has been a keyframe too little. We definitely need one more to keep some distance here and then zoom in. So I think something like this maybe. And then we can go back into the future and go to our final one. And this time we should proper circle it, I hope. Again, I've never tried to do something like this either, so we're learning together. Next try. And let's see if this looks nice or not. Yeah, the shadows are horrible. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what is happening to the shadows and how I could avoid that. But also that gets a bit less noticeable if we speed up the footage in post-production. So that does work in our favor. Oh, and it was ad break, so you missed that, I guess. But so far it's looking a lot better. It's looking a lot better than the prior one. Because we keep the focus here. Now the only thing that has to also be fine is the end. Let's see if the end is good, then this is a really nice camera drive that I'm gonna try recording. Please don't mess up the end. Please be a good transition onto the logo. Because so far, really nice. I know you guys missed the very start because of the ad break, but if he flies in forward onto the logo, now this is 10 out of 10. I love this shot. And also the flickering is a bit better when I'm not streaming and I have OBS and 1,000 things running in the background, but just the game. I think this will look good. I do really think this has been a lot smoother than the last one. So first things first, because I don't want to lose this, we're gonna take this and call it Meteor. And then click the save, and then we have a new one here in the list. Eventually, maybe there is a better way to sort them than what I'm doing. But for us, this works perfect. And then I'm very happy with this. Again, imagine this times 2. If this is gonna be times 2 later, speed-wise, this is gonna be amazing. And also the door of the museum looks very ugly, but Elgendo went ahead and made a decal of a door for us that he did not send me yet, but he sent me how it looks, and this is gonna look even better once we have the decal. And thanks, Andy. I'm also very happy with this. Like, honestly, this is one of the few builds where, like, I don't mean the meteor itself, but the entire botanic garden, where I feel like it's actually done. Usually I always have some things where I cut corners and I'm a little too lazy and I say I need to revisit it in the future. I don't think we need to revisit the Botanic Garden, really. I think the Botanic Garden actually is really good. Well, glad, Clovis. Like, you've always been so supportive with this channel that I'm always happy to give you personal tutorials on stream for these kinds of things. And the truth is, for me, this is also good because I'm learning together with you guys, right? Like, I have tried around with this for like 1 or 2 hours in total before, so not like I am good at this. I can just share the little I found out so far, and then we can try around with it and learn how to do proper drives in future. One of the things that I can't do, and maybe we can try to do that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, my hardware is fucking dog shit. I mean, feel free to subscribe and change my hardware through that. Maybe that's the solution. But one thing I would like to learn together with you guys, for example, and I need to find the right one. I think is it this one? I did one very crazy flyover. This one, and it's nearly perfect, but it has some keyframes we would need to correct, and I don't know how to, and this is so perfect otherwise that I don't think I can make it better from scratch, so we need to find a way how to correct the keyframes right at the start. You guys will be able to see what I don't like. I want to go here, and then I want to drive through the Botanical Gardens entry gate here, and then yeah, you will see now in a moment. This is awful. Like, this is just horrible. Because I messed up in the start. Maybe we can fix this through adding another keyframe. And we would have to delete one here, but then after this absolute mess at the start is happening, the rest is so nice. Now it's starting to be a really, really nice camera, right? And I need to find a way how to save the start of this so we can keep all of this, because I love how this turned out. Because it's showcasing so many things, right? I don't want to bore people to death. So I want to pack as much in those singular camera drives as I can. And this one is showing the entrance, the entire lower part of it. It's showing this parking lot we're going to. And it has so much in it without being too stressful and too annoying, but still interesting, that, I don't know, I really want to save this. And after I found this weird cinematic camera, I do very much feel like a drone pilot, and pretty much everybody who's gonna watch my first ever YouTube video is probably gonna get motion sickness. I don't have Bitcoin wallet. I don't even have a donation link in my Twitch. I don't know how to. Maybe, Andy. But the thing is, I have not used this much, right? But I love the end of this. I love everything of it. The problem is the start. And the issue is, if we go through this, he does adjust my camera in rotation, but not any of the rest of it. And I don't know why. I wholeheartedly don't know why. Maybe there is somebody who knows better, like if sad that Sunny or somebody is not here today. Thank you so much. That is very, very cute of you, Gray, and that is also very nice, because that is our sub goal, I guess. So very much appreciated. Thanks, Gray. And maybe Gray actually knows, because Gray is a lot bigger of a streamer and content creator than I am. So maybe you are good with a camera, because the start is fine, right? This part is okay. We just need to add a keyframe here. Like we would need to, maybe we can just manually try to sneak in a keyframe, because I don't know how to delete a keyframe. I can adjust the timing of it, but then we're gonna try to be sneaky. Maybe I break this camera drive, but we can just not save it. We need some keyframe somewhere here that makes sure that we actually go through it. And I should have moved this before. This keyframe should be somewhere between the first ones. And the camera, I guess, will turn that way, so we keep it roughly here. And add the keyframe here. And then let's go to the very start and see if this already kinda worked. This I was gonna say kinda worked, but what is happening now? This is not what we wanted. Did we add it in front? Okay, now we actually have to find out. I'm gonna press delete. Okay, I could delete that one. So now that one should be gone. So then actually we can work this out. Because then we're just gonna also delete this one. The one thing that confuses me is that I don't see... Yeah, see, we also have these other ones in the rotation. It's gonna be a bit finicky this way. But let's try. Now it should be as shitty as it was in the very start. And welcome in, Fear Rider. Nice to see you here. And thank you. We're trying for it to... Yeah, but look, it did not work. There is still something that pulls us back here, even though I just deleted 2 of the keyframes. I don't know how to fix this. I think probably the solution is what I always do, and just throw everything away and try to do this better again. So, and sorry, Fear Rider, we're not really building today. We've been sorting buildings earlier, and we might go back to that. And otherwise, we're trying to learn together how to be better at the cinematic camera. So we're kind of flying around what we built. So you will get a bit of a showcase, but not really any building today. Okay, and now we're gonna make sure we properly go through this and place it slightly behind here. So we 100%, I should move it a bit further because we actually move a bit more. We go through here. Yeah, I mean, thanks. I would like to struggle less, but I'm trying. And this time we're gonna be clever, because what you should do, I guess, in complex rides like this, is look at the first few frames to see if you messed up or not. I'm putting these kinda close together, because I want to make sure that in the start we have a lot of control about the frames we take. Something like this. Okay, and already I want to see if that kinda works out. I mean, that seems to work out. It would be a bit too fast, I think, if I would play this on double speed. It is probably a tad too fast. And here we might collide with, yeah, we're colliding with a tree. So see, I wish there was a way, maybe there is a way to turn off camera collision. Is that a thing? I think that actually is a thing. Is that not a thing? I swear I've seen a, here, camera collision. Does that work for cinematic mode as well? We'll find out right now together, I guess. If we still fly into the tree, then no. If we fly through the tree now, then probably it's still shit, but we learned something. I actually really like it. That looks sick flying, like not entirely through the tree, but halfway through the... I mean, that does kind of work. I'm not 100% sold on it. I think the speed is too fast, especially here at the start. If this is twice the speed, because the speed looks pretty correct the way it is right now, but we want to be a lot slower than what it is right now. So generally, we did make progress and we learned, but I'm gonna be very harsh and perfectionist with ourselves here and delete this again. And we are gonna find the perfect start frame again. I want the police vehicle in, I want the sign in, and then that slightly cut on. Then we put this keyframe, and now we just go a bit further. We went slowly. Yeah, 15 I think is a good value, because then it's like 7 when we speed it up. And now we go here at the next one, and now the speed here seemed somewhat correct, but we need to make sure to stay more forward, I guess. Something like this. This obviously is a boring shot, but we're just flying past this anyways. And then we go back to whatever we roughly had here, something like this. And I guess I should went a bit further, so we're gonna have to correct that again. Well, I think my build kinda give the perfectionist a bit away. Because I'm not saying my build is perfect or anything, but I do over detail everything like 500 times because I'm never happy with it before. So maybe something like this. Is this far enough? We actually rotate. It's my bad. I'm gonna have to correct that again, but I do think keyframe was too close. Something like this, and then with the next one is the biggest one, but I don't think we need too much guidance for it. We're actually gonna recheck that after it. And we should go a bit further again, because that's really far away. That should actually be a pretty long one. And I want to frame the parking lot here somewhat like this. I don't want to cut that one on. Maybe even more from... Yeah, I think this is nicer. More from the top. Okay, so we add this keyframe, and now we should only need 2 last keyframes, and then I hope this does not look horrible. It might very well, but maybe it doesn't. We'll find out together. Now we want to go on here and get a nice further away shot of this. Thank you, Gray. I will always have to give credit to Elgando about the crater, because I did not plan to build it into a museum. That has been Elgando's idea, and it has been a very good idea. And now the last frame, I want people to be able to see the Plopper's Cult logo and our cute small scene here of, well, I shouldn't call it cute, because I guess it's a dead body getting onto the cemetery, but I already called it cute, so no more way I can save myself here, I guess. And now comes the moment of truth. Let's see if this looks like shit. Like Matei is saying, or if this is gonna look okay. Don't go so close to the pillar, stay right. Yes, stay right. Yeah, I mean, turning the camera to the left, fine for me. So far, so good. I think this turn is probably a bit too harsh, but... yeah, that is actually a bit rough, going through the bushes. I don't hate it, unlike what you were posting in chat. I don't think it's trash. I think it's a nice one, actually. This was better in the last one. Yeah, this was a lot better in the last one. The rest really good. All of this is fine, but the shot on top of the ruins was better in the last one. Let's see how the transition here is. This is all solid. I like it. I can live with this. Again, imagine this in twice the speed. And also imagine I'd have a better computer and we would not stutter all the time and could just work at real time, but that's not a thing, so we're gonna keep imagining. Honestly, this is such a powerful tool. I don't understand why not every Cities Skylines streamer or every video of any Cities Skylines YouTuber is not only those camera drives. Now I found this. If I actually make a YouTube video, it's literally gonna be nothing but us flying around in a drone like this. Again, this is what I don't like. Not here, this is all okay for me. I wish we could correct the keyframes. I just want to correct a single one. I want the next keyframe we're driving to after this. We have a keyframe here. And this next keyframe, I want to correct it. And I don't know how. Hi Jaden, nice to see you in here. It's funny, because I think, Jaden, you must live in the US or somewhere on the opposite side of Germany. Because I've been trying to catch a stream of you for once, but you generally stream pretty short. So whenever I've seen you say you're streaming anywhere and I click on it, you're not streaming anymore. So I have never managed, but I've been actually wholeheartedly trying. But you do usually stream when I'm sleeping, and if you don't, then I see it afterwards and you're gone already. Yes, so that literally is the exact opposite of the world. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, that is rough, especially EU players like me, I guess. You will not really be able to watch then. But yeah, it's so sad, really. It has to be this keyframe. This is the one I would like to adjust if I know how to. Because I would like to be a tad higher here. I would like to get a bit more top to bottom view on all of this. We're too low, we're too far away here. It's not bad. I think I'm still gonna use this shot. But I'm just learning. Yeah, we've been building this for a very, very long time, Jaden. It's our botanical garden. And now I'm learning how to use this tool here. Which, again, we should save this real quick. I'm gonna call it, because it literally is the same. It's a remake of that one. I'm gonna save this. Clovis has been working this weekend, so sadly no Clovis streams in the weekend for now. Yeah, I think Clovis has been very stressed lately and been working on weekends, so I'm sure we'll see more Clovis again in future, but not for the moment. But yeah, what we've been trying to do really is trying to get those camera drives. And one other one I really want to try, now we managed to turn off the camera, is I want to drive in front of the main building and then we're gonna finish it with something crazy. Again, we're learning together here. I am not good at this tool, so bear with me. We put the first keyframe here. We move somewhere that might be already. Yeah, I think we need more time for that. Yeah, something a little over 15 maybe. We move somewhere here. First, I want to do it like fly by pretty much till here. Oh, can we? I feel like a drone pilot, guys. I'm sorry. Nobody should have ever showed me this cinematic camera. I literally feel like I'm a drone pilot in this game now. He is your enemy, Graham. Be careful. He's one of our cute comrades, so be warned over here. Maybe it's a second Cold War happening in my chat otherwise. Okay, now I'm probably, again, this is probably way over the top. We're just doing this because I wholeheartedly start feeling like a drone pilot here. So we're gonna fully lean into this. We're gonna put a shot again here in front of the gate. And then I guess what we learned from the last shot is that with the gate we need to be kinda careful and place a second one shortly behind it so we keep the correct level. Somewhere here, and now we can go a bit further, and I want to go kinda in front of the entrance here, probably a bit further because the camera tends to go too close. Probably this should have been a little further away, something like this. This is gonna look. I have a feeling that this is way too crazy and gonna look really bad in the cinematic camera when we drive it, but let's see out. Also, I never realized before that the palm tree actually has coconut. That's the first time I look in a perspective like this onto a palm tree. And I see the coconut. And now, oh, I forgot to move it again. I keep doing that. I hope we don't fly through the trees here. But I want to get here. And now comes the big finale, because now we turned off the camera collision. I think we should be able to actually fly into this, because we did detail this from the inside as well. No, don't. Oh, maybe that seemed very buggy, but maybe, I don't know, we'll find out. Which side is a prettier one? This is a prettier side. So we'll try to go this way. I don't think this is gonna work at all, guys. So probably this is gonna be one horrible mess we produce here. But for science, okay? Let me in! Okay, let me close to the wall, but not out. Okay, like this. This is gonna be horrible. I have a feeling it's so buggy to even just move the camera around in here. But I did not even miss. I'll see that in chat. I love that Canada's the first pick as well. That is beautiful. Okay, moment of truth. The start, I like. This is exactly what I imagined. We're doing a nice flyby of our main building. Yes, we like all of this. The end of this is gonna be where this is not gonna look good anymore because I went a bit over the top, I guess. But I would just love to show that we also detailed the building from the inside. Like, that does seem worse to show off. And I guess it's also probably a tad too fast if you play this on twice the speed. So I do think the right thing to do here is probably cut away a lot of the ending and just go into the entrance and stretch out everything at the start. This actually works really well so far. Guys, I am a certified drone pilot now. Maybe I should move to the Ukraine. Maybe that joke was too dark as well. I'm sorry. We have dark humor on this channel. Nothing can stop that. This actually turned out amazing. If this goes right through the door, what happens now? I love this. Maybe not the one part here in the inside. I'm gonna keep this entirely. I love this so much. What the heck? I have to save this right away. Main building to inside. This turned out so good. Maybe the timing is off. I'm a bit scared to see this in... I'm actually a bit scared to see this in twice the speed. But in this speed, it's amazing. It's actually amazing. And Gray, how is your Moose competition entry going? I heard you're also gonna submit something. I have not really managed to hit your streams lately for a good reason, because my sleeping schedule is a bit more functional, which sadly also means I can watch you a lot less. Because if I go to bed on time, then I will not catch a Gray stream. I'm wholeheartedly surprised or confused how well this... I'm getting better at the camera thingy. Like, this turned out really well from the get-go. Again, it might be a tad too fast if I speed this up ×2. Especially the start. I think the start might be a tad too fast. The end is not too fast. This might even be a tad too low. But... everything else is amazing. And it's really nice as well that I managed to... or we managed to figure out how to turn off the camera collision, because that was causing a huge issue on these drives for me before. Okay, this one is sold. So, one more camera drive I definitely need. Well, multiple actually, but the main one would be... well, see, I made one that I think is kind of shit. I'm gonna show you that, but we need something similar to the one I'm gonna show you now, but that's not bad. The one I made that I don't like... overly complex resort area, this one. We load this one. I'm gonna play it to you guys, and you guys are gonna see why I don't think this is it. I think this is not bad, but again, it has some keyframes that are not good enough. I love this. I really like the start, how we go through this. We go up too high here. I want to go through right. I always fuck that up where I put the keyframes too close. The rest of it is pretty nice, I think. I told you maybe I have to move to Ukraine with how I'm operating the drone in this game. Because all of this, I love it. The start is the only issue where we miss going through it. This is nice because we have people everywhere in that beach club, so we need to bring the camera down, reload, probably show it. And now we circle around the lake that we have not shown in any of the other camera drives yet. So also nice. I don't even remember what we do at the end here. Okay, all lake, and then I think we end on the resort and go around to the play area. Because if so, then really the only problem of this entire drive is a start. Maybe we can fix it. Well, I mean, we have both of the arcs. I didn't really remake them. I changed the colors slightly, but else it should be like it was before. Honestly, I really like this. The only part I don't like is here in the start, but maybe we can fix that. Here we go through, and I think the keyframe is right below it, and then we need to add the keyframe in front of it. So we go up in front of the arch and then fly back. Well, I mean, welcome back. Happy accidents happen, I guess. Or maybe sad accidents for you, but happy accidents for me, I guess. You're welcome back in, I guess. Nice to see you here, mate. You've been passed out the last few days, or how happened? You did not realize that happened there. I'm gonna try our luck at fixing this. If we mess this up, we can just reload a different one, but we should have a keyframe shortly behind this one. In between these two, but a bit closer to this one. Somewhere here, maybe. And then we go through this gate. But on the opposite side, we need to make sure that we're going in front of it, and then we're driving up. So maybe something. I have a feeling that this is not gonna work out, but we're gonna try. We have the, yeah, see, it's too far in the right for sure. This is gonna look bad, but it doesn't matter. We can just reload the version we had, just to look how bad it is what we did there and learn how we can actually get this right. Yeah, well, I thought probably sad for you. Are we gonna go properly through it this time? Kinda, not really. How's the transition here otherwise? This is perfectly fine. We can fix this. This is no problem for us to fix. The rest of this is perfect. We just need to now go back, and in between those two ones here, I need to see where exactly is this keyframe. Okay, here. Then we need to go slightly behind that keyframe. I wish this would make a line upwards so it's easier to see where we are, but I guess roughly here. And we need to go a bit lower here through the gate. Something like this, maybe. Yeah. And now this should look good. I'm not sure it will, but I think now we actually should smoothly drive below the arc and then slowly move up. I am the owner here. You can claim a street the moment we finish these things, but nearly all streets in the I think all streets in the botanical garden are claimed, so we need to find you a different street somewhere. Because while you can steal districts of people, you can't steal streets of people. I like it. That did work out perfectly. We actually managed. I cannot rename this. Elgando bought this street and call it Elgando's Dirty Road, and it's that for a good reason, because all of these dirty roads we're using in this build are built by Elgando. It's something I cannot rename, I'm sorry. But you can have an FPV drone street. I think I have one for you. It's gonna be a very small one, but there is a single road unclaimed in the Botanic Garden. I think again, this shot might be a tad too fast in some elements when we double up the speed in post-production, but I'm gonna see that. I think it looks pretty solid for me so far. Honestly, this is I'm still amazed, because if we would have not have this camera tool, doing this by mouse, it's so choppy and bad that I just hate it. Like, this makes everything so much smoother and nicer. That absolutely lovely tool. Okay, yes, I buy this. This is fine, so we want to save this as well and call it remake of this. Save it. I probably should have just been clever and overwrite the other one, but then I'm not clever. That's nothing we do here. And now you can choose a street, but the problem is, you see, this is Elgando's Dirty Road, so you can't have that one. And this is Picana Drive already, and this is Moose Turn already. And this is Moose Entryway already, and this is City Planner Parkway, and this is Poplar Lane. So, and this is Cuboid's Pike. So the only road we have somewhere close to the Botanic Garden is this one. I mean, that's perfectly fine. Your order is my command. I am German, and I can stand for what you say. Not gonna be so easy to find a shitty street though. I guess probably the shittiest ones are here. How about this one? Harbor View, next to a shitty trailer, next to burning trash. This is one you can have. You can also protest, but so far you didn't protest, so you got it. And I'm gonna save, because actually I have not saved a single time today, which if we would have crashed, I would have been slightly annoyed. And I also have not taken a single break since I started streaming today, so I will have to grab something to drink and head to the toilet really quick. I'm gonna try to find a park ranger for you. Perfect, here we have one. Our sim speed is half already because of the camera drive, so I'm gonna send you guys on a little road trip.
Cactus.
While I'm gonna grab something to drink and hit the toilet. I should be back in roughly 5 minutes, so enjoy your ride, guys. We're back. I'm back. Sorry. And yeah, indeed, sadly no cactus. Though I've been wondering, because that should be something that we could maybe already change. Though probably not a good idea, because you can import meshes right everywhere. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. People keep claiming that. I don't believe it unless I see it screen capped or clipped or something. This is made up indeed. But yeah, we should be able to get the cactus into the game, importing it with right everywhere. But then I already struggled with performance, and custom meshes are not really optimized yet, so I'm a bit scared of doing that. And looking at camera drives, I do think we pretty much have the majority of the park. We might have to redo the canyon one slightly, or maybe we're able to fix the canyon one slightly. Else, I think the only things we're really missing are 3 things that maybe we can take, actually more. We're missing this very main arch, which I think at least deserves a little showcase, and then we also miss this small thing, which not too important. The other 3 things I think we can get in one, because we're missing our cute bear cave, which I love our bear cave. We should definitely show this. And then we have also not shown the Pueblo town yet, and we have also not shown this. None of these are super big or need too long time. So I do think we can perfectly fine try to combine all 3 of them in a little camera drive. Again, maybe my drone piloting is getting boring, but is in my stream title. You guys cannot stop me. I have to finish a video this week, else I don't have time for it, and I'd like to actually make a video for once, so we are gonna have to get all of these shots in. And I would like a starting shot with a meteor in the background, but I also want a close-up of the bears. I think we're gonna fly in, maybe starting somewhat like this. Put the first keyframe, and then we go not too far, because the distance is not that far, and we get a nice close-up somewhere here. And then we drive out and away and have a bit of a look from the distance at this. And since we're trying to actually do this proper and learn, we should immediately, actually maybe we should get this in as well. We can get this in. We're gonna do something like this, and then we're gonna put a next one somewhere here, very close to it, a bit further probably, yeah. But something like this, and then if this looks fine, we can continue, but I'm gonna verify that right away. Uh-oh. Well, that's unfortunate. I hope your Wi-Fi comes back. In fact, if I should disappear, sometimes my provider does some small firmware updates on the routers at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the night. So if I disappear, don't be surprised. I should be back like 5 minutes later. I hope it's not gonna happen. I don't think so on a weekend, but it could. But yeah, fingers pressed for your internet to come back soon. I think this is solid enough actually. Like this shot is a bit weird because we lose focus for a moment, but it's fine. We regain it quick enough. The tree is a bit weird, but not the end of the world. And I really like this zoom out with this. And now we just have to find a proper transition from that angle somewhere here to root around. guess we can actually take this in. Will this work? We're somewhere here, and we can slowly just transition out further and go to roughly here. And then from here we can turn the camera towards the Pueblo town slowly. Okay, yeah, then I'm already still gonna say goodbye to you, Jaden, because that does not sound like you're gonna be with us very much longer. Or is it the oh, is your entire connection right now? Okay, that's nuts, actually. I have the exact opposite problem. Germany has really shitty internet in general, I would say. So I can not dual stream even if I wanted to. My internet would not allow me to stream to two different sources at the same time. So I am very jealous of that. It's so silly, I said this many times on stream, because my street has fiber, like I have fiber outside in my street, but our landlord has never connected that to our house, so I don't have fiber, even though my street does. Is this gonna be too fast? This feels like it's gonna be too fast. If we speed this up times 2, the start is fine. This times 2, I totally buy it. I like it. I don't mind it. Now the question is with what we're doing afterwards, if that is also gonna be acceptable or not. I am actually tempted to just move that tree, because I don't like how we fly through the tree, but I don't want to redo any of the keyframes at the start. This actually turned out really nice. Yeah, perfect. We go down here to the rest area, and now please be a smooth transition. Yeah, onto the Pueblo town. Now slowly zoom in and fly around it. Holy shit, I love this. We literally just need to now have one proper transition onto the... This is so good so far. Okay, really nice. We move over a keyframe to somewhere in the very end. And now we need to find a proper transition from somewhere here, roughly, onto the fire tower. I'd love to see exactly where the last frame is. Okay, pretty much right where we are, I guess. Something like this. So then I should move it correctly right away. We just slowly want to move the camera around. And I guess we should put the keyframe somewhat close, so we have control over how the camera moves. Because you don't want to go behind the cables. I'm gonna mess this up in the end, even though the start of all of this is so nice. I have a feeling that now we're gonna ruin the end. Because the electricity pillar, I think we're gonna fly right through that, is what I'm doing here. Let's hope I manage to avoid it somewhat. I don't mind the cables if we go through them. And then end the shot on a fly around of this. One here. Oh, move first. One here. Well, let's see. Today, I just feel like I'm an absolute drone pilot here. I would love, can we manage, because you guys see we have a hawk sitting here on a, hold on. Can we go somewhere up here? This is gonna be too close to each other, but whatever, now we've done it. And then we need one shot here so we don't instantly dive in on it. Something like this. And then we can put the very last frame. Here. I'm very curious. I don't think this is gonna be a proper camera ride. But, moment of truth, guys. Is this gonna be horrible or is this gonna be somewhat acceptable? Again, we can fix the leaves in the start from moving the bush meter back, and we should be good. And how are you doing today, Lavondis? Lavondis, you usually watch Canadian a lot, right? What is up with Canadian? I've not seen him stream in a long time. I mean, it can be you, but actually the bear already has a name. Elgando did give the bear a name. It's called Moncholo. Is Canadian also? Yeah, no, I mean Ken, not Canadian Moose. So good that Lavon is asking for clarification. That Moose is stuck on Battlefield, I'm very painfully aware of. Which I'm happy the Sir is enjoying himself, but the Battlefield is not the shooter for me. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, the start was so nice and this is horrible. This is completely horrible. Yeah, I didn't do fuck up and I don't think we can correct this sadly. I want to see the end, just to see if the end was okay. But we need a proper transition. I don't know how we transition between the Pueblo town and this. Because this, again, is not perfect. I think we can do this a bit better, but it's not bad. And I would answer you, Cosmic, but I guess if you're muted, you can't hear my answer, because no, Ken is not a bear. Ken is a streamer. Yeah, see, like, I agree, Love, on this. Like, I'm actually confused what's been up with Ken, because he's usually one of the people who always streams, like, pretty much 24/7. Then now he doesn't. And really, I wish there was a way. Why can't we not delete keyframes? Because I think here... Yeah, this is literally the keyframes that are the problem. Like, this transition here. This is all nice. We're driving past the Pueblo town. And now we have this weird... I mean, it makes sense because I turned the camera. I turned the camera in a bad way. This is like on me, really. I think I have a solution how we can do this different. If we take the entire start of this that has been correct, and then we look at the Pueblo town from here, we can move the camera in and zoom over this and drive around this way and then do the turn around. I think this is better. Because then we avoid this. And we do still have a cut with the camera, but I don't mind a cut with the camera so much if there is something we target in on. It just looks so silly because we just fly word for no reason. What does suck a bit is that I don't know how to adjust keyframes afterwards, so I guess this leaves us with no choice but redoing everything, which I was hoping we can avoid, but I had no idea. Yeah, mate, no worries. Have a nice stream, Jaden. And since we fucked this up, we are gonna give this a second go, which hurtful, but I don't know any better than this. Even though it's just 1 or 2 keyframes we would like to fix. Again, find a proper first frame. Something like this. place the frame, move, we're not that far, and this time we're gonna go even closer to avoid hitting the bush. Whoopsala, that was not the button I wanted to press. Like this, and we add a keyframe, and we move past it, and we need to do exactly what we just did, and go somewhere here. And then fade out till we have the rock in there as well. It's probably better timing wise, something like this at the keyframe, and we drive out even further till we have this. I keep forgetting to move the keyframe, I'm actually so silly. Like this, and now again comes the moment of truth. That did work pretty perfectly the last time. And again, I forgot moving, holy goddamn. But we literally just placed the keyframe here, and he did all of the movement perfectly fine. So I think we can just let him do that again. And place it somewhere here. And then the next one has to be a bit further away, because we're taking quite a bit of distance onto the Pueblo town. And I guess something like this. And then these, we're not gonna move so far, so we can take them kinda close to each other. We're gonna move in with one of them and go a bit lower. And then we move a tad further. And we zoom out, and probably actually we do us a favor if we go a little less far and kinda look towards where we actually want to go already. I'm gonna go a bit further even, but something like this. And we move a bit forward, and now we actually focus on what we want to focus on here. I have no clue if this is gonna be any better, guys. I'm gonna have to be honest, but maybe. let's hope so. And we zoom out on this and make a circle, and we try to end just like we did with the eagle. Can slowly zoom in a little, go around somewhere back here. Next keyframe, move the keyframe, move around a bit, zoom in even further, something like this. Move the keyframe, don't forget to move the keyframe like I keep doing. And then we slowly move up a little. Actually shouldn't even zoom in, we should just move higher. Up like this. This is not gonna be super smooth. We were like this. I wanna hit the tower eventually, so I guess. Yeah, no, I do need to zoom. Sad. I was hoping I can get around zooming, but I do need to. And then we go somewhere here and already a bit closer, and then literally from here on, final frame close up on our birdie. And let's see, moment of truth. I hope this is gonna be less shit than the last one. It already oh, actually, never mind. I was gonna say it starts worse, but not really. Fine, it's not perfect, but it's fine. At least we don't have to move our tree this time. This shot I really like. I actually do think it looks very nice just zooming out from an area. Nice. Viewing platform. Slow turn. The interesting moment comes after the Pueblo town. Well, we're trying to, and we're trying to learn the cinematic camera together. And I fucked this camera up drive a few times. The crucial moment comes in a moment. The transition here onto the tent. Is this gonna look like ass or is this gonna be okay? I like it. That worked out pretty solid, honestly. This is not great yet, but yeah, now it's coming into the frame. Again, we're playing this on 2x speed, so it's gonna be a bit less. If the circling works out, I'm a bit scared of the end. I don't think I circled very well in the end. All of this is fine. I like this. And since you could not hear earlier, Cosmic, Ken is not the bear. Sadly, the bear already has a name and is claimed, but Ken is Canadian and a usually very active city streamer. But I asked Lavondis if he knows why Ken has not been streaming much. And sadly, it doesn't seem like Lavondis knows either. And this is solid, no? Like, there is some weaknesses in here. I don't love the start of this. I don't like the start of this. But the end is very solid. And congrats, Jaden. I was hoping we can break the 200 today, but I think all we did today is lose a follower, so I'm doing great, being a great streamer as usual. I like this. I buy this. And that means we pretty much showcase everything. We need one final good camera round or right of the center. And then maybe a few detail shots, but they don't have to be long. They can literally just be quick and easy flybys. Probably circling stuff, because everybody who wants to watch my video is gonna have motion sickness. But yeah, I buy this. It showcases everything here. The bear cave, the Pueblo town, and our view tower. Everything in the back we already have. Yeah, okay. No need to watch the end. We got this. This one is fine, so we definitely have to save this. We are gonna call this bear. Well, can I use this? I guess I shouldn't. I'm just gonna use like this. Bear to Pueblo. Alright. Next one down. How do we show this? I have no clue yet how. I'm not really showing this middle area here. Neither this, nor this. I don't think it needs a super long shot. I don't think we need to fill the entire timeline with this. But maybe have a fly over here. I just love those over-dramatic drone shots. I think I want to fly through this again. We're flying through stuff too much, I know. But then I should have not learned about this camera. And then maybe drive around once in circle and then call it a day already. I think that's good enough, honestly. Like, maybe start some more. Now thinking about it, what we also don't really showcase is any of this up here. Maybe we should combine this. Maybe we should start somewhere up here, because I would definitely love to show this, because we made this cute custom Brenda as a barista. Which, honestly, we kind of have to show this. And I would also like to show this. The problem is that my frames already in non-cinematic camera are dropping if we're close to this. So in cinematic camera, my frames here are gonna be horrible. But yeah, I'm gonna try if I can combine everything, because if I could, that would be amazing. Gonna go here. Are you planning on ever doing videos, Cosmic? Or are you purely in it for the streaming? Because honestly, for videos, it just seems like such a powerful tool. And I don't think I'm gonna make more videos in the future, to be honest, but for this and a moose competition, I think I'm gonna try my luck for once. Can we? This is gonna be a bit crazy, but can we even go in a zoom out like this here once? Then we should probably go even further and then dive back in on the other side. This might be a bit crazy, but we're gonna already try this after this keyframe and see if this is horrible or if this could actually work. Yeah, my poor frames. But again, I think if this is gonna be too fast though. Yeah, this is all too fast. It's all way too fast. If I need to speed this up clearly because we're so choppy. And for cleaning this up, it has to be a lot smoother than it is. So what we did right now has been shit. We are just gonna go ahead and delete everything. Important to also be able to admit when stuff is not how it should be. So next try, we're gonna use less keyframes and more distance and see if the camera can figure out the flight path that doesn't look super silly. This might still be too fast. Let's have a look. Why is the camera looking away? Okay, we're definitely gonna need more keyframes here. Yeah, I also should head to bed really soon. This is pretty much the last camera drive we do. And then I'm gonna sort buildings for a few minutes and also head to bed. But thanks for tuning in, mate, and have a wonderful good night. I mean, the end is fine. Why is the start so fast? I don't understand. This is 15 seconds for not a very long distance. Why does that feel so rushed? I wholeheartedly don't get it. This, we had 15, so we're gonna take 20 this time, and we do need to focus on it from here already, else we're gonna get that word effect we just got done. And we will need a second keyframe here with not that much duration because we don't travel so far, and in fact look like this. And now the question is, I do really like the angle we've been going to, but maybe it's better if we drive all the way here to get a right perspective and then we dive back down and go through this. Maybe it's a bit too much, but after failing multiple times now, we can keep failing, and I'm gonna give it a try. So we would wanna go somewhere like here at first. And then really zoom out. Something like this, really. And then this is probably going to be a bit difficult to transition properly. But yeah, no, actually we can move this further. And we should recheck this already if this looks somewhat appropriate. But just to get the next angle in already. Because I do think that transition of direction is going to be a bit weird. Maybe like this and probably a tad further. Okay, let's have a look if this is horrible or if this kinda works out. Really? Actually, that's a very nice song to have. Why is this happening? Why are we looking to the right here? We don't have a keyframe there. What is going on? I don't understand. I honestly don't understand. But honestly, lit song to have your first kiss too, and also happy that this song brings you good memories, I guess. It's still too fast. It is on 2 times speed. It's gonna be too fast. Now, I don't understand what the camera is doing at the start. Because honestly, all of the rest here, wonderful. This, I shouldn't say looks great, because not really. But this on 2 times speed actually doesn't look so bad. Now comes the crucial moment and the dive down. The dive down is also fine. Really, I'm just struggling to get the start appropriate. Because then, yeah, if we dive down like this, I can finish this fine. But why do I struggle making the start okay? I don't understand. Because I mainly don't understand why the camera keeps shifting away. Like, if I start in this perspective, and then the next perspective is looking this way, why does the camera keep looking onto this side? Makes no sense. Holy shit. One more try, but honestly, I don't understand why this is being such a troublemaker. We're gonna make sure to have our camera more in this direction right from the get-go. Maybe something like this. And then we dive down here. Again, have the look we just had. I keep forgetting to move this. We're gonna put a lot of distance between it, because that seems weird. And then even between those, they were too hectic before. Even here, I guess we do need some time for the flyby. Put something like this. I already wanna check if this is fine. This is a lot better than what we had before, and very appropriate speed-wise as well, if we speed this up ×2. This is still fast. It's still fast to cross by there, even though we gave that, like, I cannot believe that. That's basically 10 seconds. But fine, we know how to get the start better. We put the camera like this. With this, we go in here. And this was really good timing-wise. This was 20 seconds on this first one, and here we need to give more space. I guess we actually need to give a good 10 seconds or something for this pretty little distance, but we're moving the camera quite a bit, so it does make sense. Now we want to drive up probably even further, something like this. Drive up like this, and then we turn around into the very top here and get this shot in, and then we can turn down to the other side. This does seem too little difference, something like this maybe. We have very little time left to finish up all the rest I want to show in the end of it, but let's see if we can manage. Something like this is gonna be too little time, I have a feeling already. Again, we probably need to do this multiple times, cause I don't know how to adjust the keyframes, which I should, but I don't. But one here. Want one here. Now we want one that's pretty close, because we really, with this, you need to make sure that you're probably going through it. Something like this. And now we can move out and give this a bit of a further range shot. This, I'm not sure how proper the camera transition here is gonna look. This might be really weird. But something like this would be sick. This is so finicky, Graham. If this camera drive is not good again, then I'm starting to lose my mind. I guess these we can sit pretty close to each other and not move so much. Go here, and then at the very last one, that if it looks bad, I can just cut it out. But do this, and now please, Gray, press your fingers for me. Moment of truth, if this looks fine. I hate the shadows flickering so much, god damn it. Yes, I know holy frames, but we can fix that. It's gonna play twice as fast and not look nearly as choppy. It's just about the drive of the camera. Ah, we're too low. Why are we so low? I can't forgive it. It's not. I don't love it actually. That sucks a bit, but if the rest is perfectly fine, I can live with it. Now this is curious how this transition to the. I hate it. Why is this transition so bad this time? It was so good the last time. Ah, this is not what I want again. I don't like it. Gray. I have shadow quality on low. Or what do you mean with turn shadows down? I guess you mean quality on low. I do think quality on low looks better, even if it's not performance related. I think quality low is a lot prettier than quality high. Damn it, this looks great. If this turn is... let's see the transition. But yeah, the start of this is too bad to keep, sadly. Still curious to learn if the end we did is appropriate. Yeah, I love the end of this. This is 10 out of 10. The start is horrible. And sadly, it's my grievance, which I believe this is probably a skill issue and fixable. But I don't know how to fix keyframes, so I gonna delete this and redo everything. Yeah, I agree with both of you as well, but then the part that really annoys me is this. Like here, we go too low, the start is really good, this all good, and then suddenly we like drop in the floor. I don't know why, because the next keyframe is higher up than this. I guess because we're already preparing to move the camera for this one. I could still forgive that part, but this is what I really hate. The way we turn here just is not it. It really is not it. Like this. We're completely losing focus on... Now I kind of like it again. When it fades in, this part perfectly fine. But, I mean, you could definitely use this, but now we spend so much time on trying to get it right. I do think, sadly, the solution is to redo this. Maybe I should save it because the end is so good, and if I don't manage to get the end as good again, I can just start with that part. Maybe the truth is also that they should not be one scene. Like maybe I'm doing too much trying to get this part up here in as well. Like just the start. I think this is, yeah, maybe actually I should use it the way we have it. But just start from this moment where you start, and then I think we're gonna, yeah, we're gonna save this. Arch. Fly. Yeah, I'm lazy. The thing is, Gray, I have like 2 evenings to actually like look at all of the footage and record all of these flights and cut it and voice it. So I will need to find a way that's pretty time intense. So don't expect any great transitions in my video. It's gonna be harsh cuts on harsh cuts, really. Okay, gonna add that so I actually remember, and then we save it. But then I do want, and that would be the last few, but they should all be pretty easy. I would like to have a really quick fly around out of the buildings we branded. So we branded this, so I would just, like, literally can be like 10 seconds, not even, like less than that in the end. But we need to make that 30 seconds done, because we're gonna speed it up times 2, or I guess should make it 20 seconds. But I want to fly through in front of this. We already have a fly through around this, so we don't need a fly through from this. And we already kinda, I would be curious if you guys think that shot turned out alright, because I think we have a good shot of the amphitheater, including the logo. I'm curious what you guys think, actually. I'm gonna play that for you, and I would love opinions on that. And it should be somewhat amphi fly around. I guess this one. Oh well, ad break, but I guess Gray can still see, so Gray can still give me advice if this is good enough. I think this one should be good enough, because we start. Maybe not for the logo actually, because it's too far away. I love this otherwise, because we just zoom out and then fly around. I think it's a really solid drone flight. But yeah, I guess I should just catch the logo by itself as well. Maybe actually, that's a good question. Probably. I mean, to be honest, if it's something where the game is fucking up and it's not me, so be it. Like every other Cities Skylines video I watch has also flickering shadows. Maybe not as bad as me, because I don't have the best hardware, but that's not really within my control. I don't think it makes my build shittier that the shadows flicker a bit. It makes the video a bit shittier, but nothing I can really do about it, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess this one actually does not show the logo well enough. I'm curious about the wine one, because I think that one does show the logo well enough. Load the vineyard. I think with this we... Why is it starting here? Oh, because we didn't go back. That's entirely up on me. Not perfect. I actually can just include a shot of all of them when I say that I branded stuff. So, then the last few things is we need a really quick and short flyby off of all of the logos. So we delete this, we go back to 0, we find a good angle, and this is just about the logo. We don't care about the build or anything at all. It's just to show that we put extra effort on nice custom brandings. Maybe we should even just drive past. I'm gonna try something. What if we just place the camera here? And if we want the scene to be 20 or 10 seconds, this should be sufficient. Oh, well, that's rough. Sorry to hear. How come all of you have your games crash on you? Well, I actually did crash once within the last 2 weeks, but that's been the only crash in the last 3 months or something. So my game is so stable, but that sucks. I love this. This is really probably we should start. Yeah, I don't entirely love it. We can do this a bit better than what we did. We want to start even further left and then move it into the context, and probably all of this we don't need anymore. Like we just want to go from maybe here. I'm gonna try again. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna go back on 0. Gonna place a keyframe maybe here. Now we literally just move to the right. The problem is there is some elevation, so the camera moves up and down. I don't like that. I actually want to stay in the same angle. Hold on, we're gonna delete this right away because we can already tell. Yeah, see here I'm getting on this. I wish the camera would not press itself up from changing elevation. Maybe we can do it from the front, something like this instead. Place a keyframe here, place it on roughly 20 seconds. I guess a little too much and then a little too far, so it goes right out of the image, and then I can cut myself something from that. How does this look? Literally just for showcasing our brand name. That is literally what I need. Really simple, but does the job. Okay, that's number 1, and we're all gonna name them logos so I can remember. Logo Amphi. And we're gonna do the same for all of these. We're gonna do one here of the vineyard. Oh, and actually I'm gonna try around with, hold on. Cause you are right. What if I turn time of day off and take the default time instead? Maybe that makes my shadows a bit less bad. Let's have a look. And we go here with a keyframe. We go a bit behind 20 seconds, and we add one behind the logo somewhere here. Good enough. Honestly, none of these need much checking. They all work vineyard. Save. And then we have to do this for a few more things. We need one, and with this, you guys can help me decide. We need one branding of the park as well. And we have that in many positions. We have that here in all of these entry. I think we should use one of these. No, I don't have TAA. My problem with TAA is that I get absolutely horrible shadows from that. Maybe Picana. Depends if I find enough time this week or not. But yes, maybe I actually make my first ever YouTube video for the Canadian Moose build-off thingy. And I'm in holiday at the end of the month. So if I manage to do that, it's within the next week. Yeah, Picana, actually, you probably know all of my problems, because, well, let's find a proper camera drive that's good for what I want to show. And with that, we should take one of the broken ones. This one is a broken one, for example, that we fixed this. We have a good version of this. But I'm gonna load this, because maybe Picana can help us understand something. You do use the cinematic camera for your shots as well, right? Ignore all of the bad stuttering. All of this is gonna be recorded in 50% speed, and then we fix it up by ourselves, right? Or speed it up ×2. So that should be fine. But then my question is, can we edit a keyframe afterwards? Because just to show you what happens here, we have a good version of this. We don't have to fix it. But as you can see, I want to clearly fly through the arch, right? And now you see what I do instead. Again, we fix this. We have a good shot of this, but just to learn, everything else in this is solid. If I would just like to fix a single keyframe, how do I do that? Because what I've been doing is always deleting my entire timeline and just adding every single keyframe again. Because I don't know any better, but I assume there is a better solution. Maybe there isn't, but I would hope so. Or adjust the timing of a keyframe, because I can adjust certain things, like the X position or something, but I don't get the rest. And I have never really used a cinematic camera in the past, because I never planned on making a video, so I don't really know. But now I'm trying to learn it, and yeah, I'm unsure about these things, to be honest. I love the fact, Picana, hold on. Now I'm gonna show you some of the... after today, I tend to disagree with you, because let's find a good flight path we've made. This one, for example, turned out really nice, I think. I don't think you can make this better with a controller. Like, if so, I'd be very impressed with you. But look at this. My only issue is I can't go back and correct them. I just redo it from the get-go, which fine enough, but I cannot do this with a controller. I'm not good enough of a gamer for that. Because wait, like this entire, I'm really looking forward to this one. Only if you can be bothered, Chalk. But if you wouldn't mind, I would absolutely adore if you could explain that in my Discord or send like 2 screenshots of what exactly you mean. And also, I've never thought about even using a controller for filming. I'm gonna try that as well. I don't think for this video, because I'm actually very happy with all of the drone shots we have now. But yeah, that's actually probably a good idea. Again, my frames are horrible. This is fine if I speed it up ×2 and I'm not streaming and all of that in the background. But if imagine this smooth and speed up ×2, I will have some stutters because my hardware is shit, but then I'm sure people will forgive me for the video stuttering when it's not within my control. And then we dive into our detailed interior, and then probably I'm gonna cut it, right? But I've been having so much fun with this drone cinematic camera rides today that I'm honestly, even if I manage to get it down with a controller really good, I'm not sure if I manage like this, because this one is also a good example of what we did today. Like, I love this tool. I think it's amazing that we have something like this in the game. It's really powerful. My only problem is not being able to delete or adjust certain keyframes. Because everything else is just like in Adobe After Effects or Premiere or DaVinci. I don't really know. Like, seems very straightforward. And I don't think I can be as smooth with a controller because I don't manage to get the timing as straightforward. Maybe I'm actually gonna try around with that. That's a good tip, but I've been having a blast with this. And again, imagine all of these twice as fast, right? This is way too slow, the way it is. But then if I speed up the footage, it's just about the path of the camera, the general timing between the keyframes, really. And I guess for this logo, we actually don't need a flyby, because we're literally zooming in right on the logo in the end of this one. So not really necessary to put any branding there. Thanks, mate. Honestly, I'm not sure if you've seen any of the botanic garden I've been building here. But I'm really happy with the botanic garden. In fact, cause we have nice cinematics of all of them now, and I guess you probably haven't. I'm gonna show off my nicest scenes of my botanic garden. Oh, hold on, I did the same mistake. I did not go back into the start of the timeline. I was gonna say that's the wrong scene. This is probably my very favorite part of the entire botanic garden. This canyon landscape. There is other nice parts of the build, but yeah, nothing I'm such a big fan of as this. This camera drive is not perfect. I would actually like to make this a bit better, because now after the viewing platform, the camera should look further to the right, to the beach for a moment. And then it should look a bit further to the left for the, like, it should go a bit more focus on the actual points of interest we're flying past. We're kinda off focus on a few of them. For example, here in the right as well, that nice natural viewing platform is not really getting any show. Neither the slackline platform in the top, we're kinda cutting that off. But yeah, thanks mate, means a lot. Like, honestly, Picana, you've been one of the people who I very much looked up to when I bought the game, and or a reason I bought the game in the first place, so... What is going on? We must have accidentally overwritten the keyframe. Yeah, okay. We accidentally placed the keyframe back at the... well, doesn't matter. I have that one cut already. I messed up. Because yeah, the camera is just supposed to drive up slowly here and up in the sky, not... whatever it's actually doing here. We somehow broken that one, but doesn't really matter. But yeah, I've absolutely been having a blast with this. And the next thing I'm also looking forward to, that we actually slowly started with today. While usually I just detail, we've not been detailing today at all. And it's, I'm sure you've seen already Picana, but Starcube put out these amazing blocks that... Without taking too much credit, I probably am the reason why he made those, because I asked him if he can make something like this. Because I hate specialized industry in this game. I hate the surface, I hate the plopping up buildings, I hate the vehicles driving around. Yes, we can work around that, and it's totally something that is solvable.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Welcome in, Jaden, and thanks for the raid. I hope that doesn't mean you crashed a second time, but means you're busy. But thank you, I hope you had fun. And back to what I was saying, Picana. Now we have these. And they are not really specialized industry, they are like a cheaty way of specialized industry. It's amazing. Like, I don't think I'll have much time to play either, so don't expect anything anytime soon. But the ability to not have to use the horrible surfaces is such a game breaker to me. Because honestly, I just hate the industrial or specialized industry surfaces. And now we don't need to anymore. And since I deleted all of the ugly vanilla mines we had in here that I never detailed, because I didn't feel like detailing something that is a pain. Now we have all of these buildings plopped down here, and I need to go through and sort which ones we want to keep and build with and which one we want to delete. We actually yeeted out many already, but yeah, we still have to probably delete 70% of what you see here, and then this is also all supposed to be part of this, so yeah, roughly 70% of the buildings. Not very interesting, but people always complain that I show too little of the building process I do. Because usually I do the sorting off stream and then do the fun detailing on stream, but since people been complaining, I hide stuff off screen. You now have to watch me sort through buildings and look at what I actually want to use. We definitely want to use some of these, but I don't think we're going to use 3 of those, and I think the 2 more interesting ones are these 2, because this is a small side hut, and this is entirely open, so I think this one is also a yeet for us. And this one I actually really appreciate. I don't know how we can make this work properly, but I am not willing to let it go yet. I do think that if we color match these, for example, it could look really nice if we just splice it right into one of those entrances. So might go in the future, we're gonna keep it for now. And yeah, good night Jaden, and thanks for the raid. Have an absolute wonderful evening. I think I really like those. I actually really like those 2, but I do think this one is a bit too big for what we want here. So I think this one we eat, this one we might keep for now as an alternative. I don't really have a concrete plan for what we're doing here. If the things I want to do work out, then I want this to be an abandoned mine and really grown over and not have any proper industry anymore. So this is gonna get really small rural things like this. And down here I want a like proper mine going into the mountain, and here I want a... Pikana, you can help me. I've been looking for the correct word for this the entire night. It's not a quarry, but something where you get the material right from the mountain, like where you just get sand or coal or something, because you grind down the entire mountain pretty much. How is that called in English? I know in German, but that's not gonna help very many people here. Yeah, the more I look, the more I think I am sold on this being our main complex building. I do think I want to bring this over here already, even though not in the correct position, because I don't know where the correct position is. But just to set the vibe a bit better in seeing what fits, because I think this one is set, like 100%, I want to use that. That thing is beautiful. And I do think I want this as the main worker complex. So we need to find architectural styles that are somewhat working together with those 2. So as much as I love these, for example, I do think they are a bit too modern and typical industrial. So let's have a look if we can recolor this. We can. Maybe that lets us save it. It is a quarry, actually. I thought a quarry is only called if you dig downwards. That's maybe where my confusion is coming from. I thought a quarry is pretty much mandatory if you dig into the ground. And I don't want to dig downwards. I want to like dig into the mountain, which in Germany we do differentiate between calling those two. This one we keep for now, just because I think it's such a nice, not sure if we keep any of this later, but I do think this is one of my favorite buildings to splice in the industry, because you can very easily, as you can see here, get a very nice industrial complex, combining some weird maintenance building and a garage like that. Literally same would work with these two. Like, this building is really versatile. I think that's an amazing building I use all the time. And since you pretty much always splice it, it's also not looking very repetitive, even if you have it multiple times in your city. Yeah, I guess, okay, then it actually is a quarry, because people kept asking me today if I want this to turn into a quarry, and I kept telling them, no, it's not a quarry. I'm just silly, I guess, because everybody was right, it is a quarry, I just didn't know. This definitely is too modern, like just looking at the windows, I don't like the windows, so this is a hit. It depends on what you're asking for. If you're asking for the visual part of the pass, this one, also welcome in this and use. But I'm not sure if you're asking for this visual part of the pass. If so, that is from the Dirty Road mod, amazing mod that everybody should use. Or maybe you also mean those invisible passes we're using everywhere here, for example. And you mean these for pedestrians to walk through? You'd have to elaborate, and then I can gladly tell you, but right now I'm not sure what you mean. This is called, good question, I think extra networks and something. I think if you type extra networks into the search mask in PDX, you should find it. I'm not entirely sure about the entire name of the mod. Extra landscaping and network tool, something like that, similar to what I'm saying, but I don't recall the entire name. Maybe Picana knows. I figured you mean the unfunctional but look of it. This one I also do really like, but I don't think it fits too amazing with these two. Maybe actually. Well, Dirty Roads is the visual ones, so that's why I asked you to clarify. Dirty Roads is net lanes, right? It's these down here by Algendo, absolutely amazing mod, and you can choose any kind of different. Those don't have any function though, right? Like I can draw this here, nobody's gonna walk here, this just looks nice. This pack is called Dirty Roads. Maybe that's what you meant, but I do think you mean these invisible passes, from my understanding at least, where you can make invisible roads and passes, because you would need both of them in combination pretty much. Yeah, no, you are answering the correct question. I'm also not entirely sure if I'm answering the correct question, so you're not alone, Picana. But yes, either Dirty Roads or what Picana just said is the answer to your question, I think. This one I quite like because it's so small and rural. Yeah, no worries, man. Feel free to ask whatever. Even if it's a wrong question, and we can tell you you're wrong and tell you what you need to look for instead. I assume what you want to do is you want to turn an ugly looking road like this into a pretty one. Or do you want to give functionality for people to walk somewhere where they can't walk without it? Because that's what Picana and me are both not sure about. Because one of them is just purely visual, this one, right? great mod, looks beautiful, but it just makes it prettier, but nobody's gonna walk here if you don't do anything to it. And then you can either do what I do a lot and have an actual normal dirt road, like this one, and then you draw over it with a proper road, I don't know, this one for example. And you just cover it, right? So then the cars can still drive there, but it also looks pretty. Or if you want something like this, where there is no road, you have to use a mod that Picana just told you about and use something like this pedestrian path, for example, and then you can draw the pedestrian path where you have your path, and then you would have to connect it to some road. And then if you connect it here, now people could walk here. Nobody is gonna walk here because it leads nowhere and they have no reason to walk there, but I hope that explains your question. And also with a look at the clock, I do think I actually should, even though we didn't really get much done today, but I do think I have to for bed. So I will have to find somebody to raid for you guys. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. It's very nice of you. If you need any help, also gladly join my Discord or follow me on Twitch and I'll help you out the next time. I don't stream on a schedule, so the easiest way to actually catch me on Twitch is joining my Discord, and I ping there when I go live. And with that, thank you guys for tuning in so much. As always, very, very nice and welcome. And I'm gonna have a look in the background to see who I can send you guys to. Because there is surely somebody else streaming Cities right now. Is there? Yeah man, no worries, of course. Gladly keep asking questions. Worst thing that happens is I tell you I don't understand your question, but then we figure it together. And actually nobody is playing Cities, but I'm gonna send you guys over to Jonah, because Jonah is playing Planet Coaster, and Planet Coaster I guess is very similar to Cities. So that is the best bet for today. And again, with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will hopefully stream on Monday. Depends a bit how stressy my week is. But I'll try to stream on Monday, and with that, all of you have an absolute wonderful, wonderful evening, and enjoy your time over at Jonah. I hope that Planet Coaster is also fun for you to watch. And with that, bye bye cuties, have a nice night, bye bye.